Hi ladies, thank you so much for joining us as we continue our series, Courage, Dear Heart. Now, I hope that you are enjoying this time together as much as I am. And I have a question for everyone joining us right now. Ready? It's really serious. How many of you love a dynamic duo? Two people or things that pair together so perfectly. They're stronger together. They're just meant to be. You know what I'm talking about. Like Prince William and Kate Middleton, or Zach Morris and Screech. Old school, Laverne and Shirley. Office fans, Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute. 80s fans, Wayne and Garth. Everybody, salt and pepper, French fries and ketchup, coffee and donuts. These things, yes, are good alone, but we would all agree they are better, more dynamic when they are together. Okay, so why do I bring this up? Well, when I think about the word courage, I'm always reminded of a prayer that I heard from Pastor Andy Stanley a long time ago that impacted me so much. Not only do I remember it years later, but I also have it posted on a wall in my office, and I see it every single day, and I pray this prayer almost every day. Heavenly Father, help me see trouble coming long before it gets here. Then give me the wisdom to know what to do and the courage to do it. Give me the wisdom to know what to do and the courage to do it. Wisdom to know what to do and the courage to actually do it. See, courage by itself is a strong element. It's essential. It's an admirable trait. It's what this whole study is about. It's something that we aspire to. But courage by itself falls short. Yes, it leads us to action, which we desperately need. But what action it leads us to is of equal importance to the action itself. And that's where wisdom comes in. Wisdom is something that we all long for. It's something that I pray for. Wisdom by itself is something that God tells us we should seek. But wisdom alone could lead us to a place where we know what to do, but we don't have the courage to actually do it. How many times have you found yourself in a situation like that? So that's why when wisdom and courage are coupled together, things begin to shift. Change begins to happen, movement begins to happen in the right direction. So, what is wisdom anyways? Well, wisdom is a capacity of the mind that allows us to understand life from God's perspective. It allows us to make unbiased decisions, to discern things, and to have sound judgment, which is so important. It says this about wisdom in Proverbs 24. It says, "My child, eat honey, for it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to the taste. In the same way, wisdom is sweet to your soul. If you find it, you will have a bright future, and your hopes will not be cut short." How amazing is that? See, the Bible talks a lot about wisdom. It places high value on finding it. In 2 Chronicles, we see a powerful king named Solomon. And God asked Solomon, he's like, "Hey, Solomon, Solly, hello, down there. If you could have anything you want in the entire world, what would it be? What do you want? What is your heart's desire?" Now, if God asked us that question, he asked me and you, our response might be different than Solomon's. Maybe be like, "I would like a new house, a new car." Some of you are like, "I need a man." Some people need a boost of confidence. Maybe you're like, "I want $1 billion. But what is Solomon's reply? It says this in 2 Chronicles 1:10. Solomon responds to God's question with, "If there's anything you want, what does your heart desire?" He says, "Give me wisdom and knowledge." Give me wisdom. See, Solomon understood that all good things start from a place of wisdom. Wisdom is a quiet attribute that has loud repercussions. It's something that's often undervalued, underestimated, underappreciated. But King Solomon knew that wisdom is greater than any amount of wealth, any amount of popularity, any amount of Instagram followers, or the next best thing. That's why when God asked Solomon, "What do you want?" He said, "I want wisdom." And Solomon went on to be one of the wisest men of all time, one of the most successful men of all time. So much so that we're still talking about him thousands of years later. And Solomon wrote the book of Proverbs, and this is what he writes in Proverbs chapter 4. "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom, though it costs you all you have. get understanding. Now, what I love about this verse is that there are no disqualifications for gaining wisdom. It doesn't say the beginning of wisdom is this. You must be a graduate from Harvard. You must have a 4.0 GPA. You must be over 18 years old but under 108 years old. You must be a pastor or perfect. You must be a saint. You must be patient with your children at all times. I would be disqualified. No, it simply says, you want wisdom? Go get it. So you and I are the perfect candidates to receive God's wisdom. And let's be honest, we all need more wisdom in our lives. There's so much coming at us constantly. Psychology Today, this is interesting, says that on average, we make 2,000 choices an hour. Wow, 35,000 choices in a day. Now that's with sleep factored in. Some of you sleep more than others, but that's a lot of decisions. When I read that, I was like, do we really make that many choices in a day? Well, we make so many micro choices or decisions all the time. Well, even the fact that you're watching this right now was a decision. The fact that you decided not to bail after the first 2 minutes is another decision. And we have so many decisions daily with our kids, with our family, with our marriages, with our friendships, our finances, careers, your future, your health, your time. And we need wisdom. And not just wisdom from within ourselves, but we need a supernatural wisdom to know what to do about the complicated areas of life and also the seemingly simple areas of life. We want all that God has for us. So, what does Solomon say about wisdom? He said, we read it earlier, the beginning of wisdom is this, get wisdom. He's saying you need wisdom, get after it. Go get it. It's available to you. Make it a point to pursue wisdom. Don't overcomplicate it. Just begin to pursue and begin to desire wisdom. Sometimes we have to start so basic at the place of, God, I want wisdom. That's great. That's a great place to start. Proverbs 4:8 says this, if you prize wisdom, she will make you great. Embrace her and she will honor you. When we prize something, we place high value on it. We hold it in high regard. We want to begin to have a desire for wisdom. And really, desiring wisdom, you might going, well, how do I do that? How do I desire wisdom? Really, desiring wisdom is simply desiring God. Proverbs 9:10 says, fear of the Lord is the foundation of wisdom. Another translation says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. See, it all starts with the fear of God. Now, when you hear that, I remember the first time I heard somebody say, we need to fear God. I was like, I have to be afraid of God? This feels so wrong. So no, the meaning here of the word fear is not afraid. You're not meant to be afraid of God because he loves you. But rather what fear means is that we would have a respect, that we would have an awe, that we would have a daily submission to God. So wisdom starts with having that awe, that respect, that daily submission to our Heavenly Father who loves us so much. Now, the second part of what Solomon says is where the courage part comes in. So we're learning, okay, we need wisdom, but we need to pair it with courage. So he says, the beginning of wisdom is this, get wisdom. Then he goes on to say, though it cost you all that you have, get understanding. Now, when I read that, I'm like, whoa, I don't really like that. Though it costs you all that you have, that sounds pretty intense. Though it costs you all that you have, get wisdom. But let's be honest, if wisdom didn't have somewhat of a cost, then wouldn't everyone walk around every day in wisdom? Everybody would be making God-honoring choices. Everybody would be choosing God's will above their own, seeking to fear God and not man, seeking to please God and not people, desiring to do the wise thing, not just the I want to thing, desiring to do what's best, not just what's easiest. Can you imagine what that world would look like? It'd be a lot less complicated. There'd be a lot less hurt, a lot less fighting on social media. But godly wisdom doesn't just come naturally, as we've seen in the verses that we've been reading. It's something that we must long for, look for, pray for, seek out, and desire. And then once God gives us the wisdom to know what to do, That's when we need the courage to actually do it. And that's where sometimes it comes at a cost. See, gaining wisdom and courageously living it out may cost you. It may cost you your pride. It may cost you some time. It may cost you some friendships. Maybe it's going to cost you being open or allowing God in and then responding as He directs you. Might cost you facing some of those fears that you have and being courageous. But from my experience, I've never regretted following wisdom. Like Proverbs talked about, I've learned that wisdom guides me. It protects me. It blesses. It gives me insight and foresight into things and situations and circumstances that I would never have if I was just left up to myself. Wisdom is a blessing from heaven. And as we wrap up our time together, I just simply want to ask you this one question. In what area of your life do you need God's wisdom? Right now, where you're at, just want you to take a moment and just think about it. What area of life do you need God's wisdom? Maybe there's tension right now in a relationship. Maybe there's some frustration about finances. Maybe you feel like you've lost your way. Maybe you feel like you've lost your purpose. Maybe your child is giving you a run for your money. Maybe you feel stuck in your career path or stuck in a situation. Maybe you feel lonely and you're not sure what the next wise move is in this season. And my prayer is that you would just be encouraged today. And I want to encourage you to have courage and to be willing to make a move. You know, so often we feel stuck, not sure how to move towards the freedom and the full life that we desire. We're not sure how to move towards the freedom and full life that God desires for us. We think it's up to us, but we're limited within ourselves. So here's the good news. Here's the good news. Who loves good news? I do. Our job is not to have all the answers. There you go. Take a deep breath. Our job is not to have all the answers. Our job is to seek the one who does, to look to God. And I want to encourage you with what it says in James 1:5. This verse is amazing. It says this, "Now if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him." How amazing is that? If you're lacking wisdom, what's our job? To simply ask God. And He pours out His wisdom from heaven, God's wisdom. He pours it out generously to all without finding fault. God's not here to judge you, but to love you. When we ask God for wisdom, He will give it to us and He will give it generously to us. God wants you to walk this earth in wisdom. God wants you to walk this earth in freedom. God wants you to succeed. God wants your marriage to succeed. He wants to see your kids succeed. He wants to see your life win. He wants to see your influence grow. There is no limit to what God can do in and through you. And when we seek God's wisdom and then ask Him for the courage to do what He's leading us to do, that's when we blow past the limits that we've put on ourselves and our own humanity, and we tap into the next level of living that God has for each and every one of us. So my challenge to you this week is to ask God to give you wisdom to know what to do. Stop trying to figure it out on your own, my friend. Ask God to give you wisdom to know what to do, and then may you have the courage to actually do it. Let me close us out in prayer. God, I thank you for each and every one of my friends who's joining us right now. God, we just come before you and we acknowledge that you have all of our respect, all of our awe and wonder. God, we do have a fear of you. We want to submit to you daily. And I pray for every person who's in the middle of trying to figure out a tough circumstance. Maybe it's wisdom with family or friends or parenting or a health situation. God, I pray right now that you would give them the wisdom to know what to do. And then you would give them a supernatural courage to live out the very thing that you're asking of them. God, that they wouldn't have a fear of failure. They wouldn't have a fear of people, but they would know that if you are with them, then they're going to be okay. Give us the wisdom to know what to do. Give us the courage to do it. And may we live this life fully for you. We love you. And in your name, amen. Thanks so much, ladies. Have a great week.